Good evening, everybody. This is Maxine English, and I'm coming to you today. And we're going to be talking to the Stage 25 and also the 5-minute speakers ready for the empowerment weekend. Now, the reasons why I'm putting these on is I thought, it'd be nice to actually get lots of people involved, get as many people as I possibly can on just one platform at one time. And by doing that, we can go through so many different people. We had last week, we had people from, Ayastaya, she's a 9-year-old, and we had Alima, she took to the stage for the first time on our Sunday event, and she was absolutely amazing. She was scared stiff, and we got her up on that stage and Brad held her hand, and then she just stood there and she just took over the stage, and it was absolutely such a brilliant thing to see, and it was absolutely amazing. And it's nice to know that when you can actually do that, whether you're a complete and utter beginner. Hi Susan, thank you very much for starting the watch party, my darling. It's absolutely amazing. Whether you're an absolute beginner and you've never ever been on stage before, or whether that you've been on stage 1 or 2 times and you're really nervous and you're sitting there and your heart's pounding and your stomach's going over, your knees are knocking, your hands are sweating, you've got beads of sweat running off your head, and you're like, oh, can I really do this? What they're going to think of me? And you do get that. And even the people that have been doing it a long time, it's like making sure that you know exactly what you're going to say, you're not going to trip yourself over. And that's the thing, it is all part and parcel of actually public speaking and getting yourself on there. And it does get easier. Same as anything in time, things do get easier. And the thing is, it's like, to actually get new people up on stage and see their faces turn from, I can't do that, no, to, wow, that was amazing, I can't wait to do it again. So this is going to be like Alima's first time actually standing on a big stage. I mean, she stood in front of about 35, 40 people at the weekend when we had our weekend, our wellness weekend, and it was a really good weekend. We had some lovely speakers, took away some lovely, lots of information, and it was absolutely brilliant. Loved every single minute of it. So yeah, it's very much that, it's getting everybody involved as much as we possibly can, because we want you to become part of the YYC family. It's not just about giving you a course, doing your course and disappearing. It's all about being part of it and getting you involved, and and whether it's promoting what we're doing, but we also want to promote what you're doing. So that's very much exactly where we're coming from. So I thought, well, get on here, get the Stage 25 speakers, which they're going to be coming in over the rest of the next hour and a half. And we've got people like Karina, she goes through wellness. You've got Daniel Prayer, who does sales. You've got Mac, who does property. There's so many different things that are going to come up, and so many different things that are actually going to come ahead. So while we're waiting for people to come in, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about, obviously, what the weekend's going to be consisting of. So what it is it's going to be in the Islet Hotel in Earl's Court in London. And basically with that, what we're going to do is get you in for around about 8:30 in the morning, start booking you in for registration, and then what we'll do, put you to your seat, so making sure you know where you're going to be sitting. And with that, it's all about networking. It's all about getting to know the people that are next to you, getting to know the people that are in the room. You don't have to just sit there and say nothing to nobody. It's very much a massive networking event. And why obviously people are coming in, get to talk to people, get to know people. And that's exactly what it's all about. It's all about, putting yourself out there, putting yourself out of your comfort zone just to help you move forward. And basically with that, you've got like loads of international speakers coming online. I mean, you've got everybody from, Darren Winters. I mean, I did an interview with Darren Winters last week with Bradley, and what's an amazing guy. I mean, he's so chilled out, and he's, we spoke like in the back bit of Be Live, and we were just chatting away, and he's such a nice guy, and it's so easy to understand exactly where he's coming from and what he's doing. And I just thought, wow, I can't wait to actually listen to what he's got to say, because, I'm really interested in that kind of side of it. So, it's going to be absolutely amazing. And, you've got people like Greg Walker, the big dreamer from America. He's coming over. I spoke to Tim Burt yesterday, and he's looking to come over in the next week or so to make sure he gets all his flight books and get himself over here. He's going to be talking to you about advertising. I mean, he's been advertising for the last 16 years, and also for CBS Radio. He's worked there as well. You've got people like Harry Sardinas. He's his Speakers to Leaders, and he gets his coaching in and helps people become speakers of their life. And he's such a character in himself, coming from Cuba, which is absolutely brilliant. And then you've got people like April Liu, and she's a lovely lady. I met her just once at September's event in Yes You Can Inspire to Achieve. And basically with that, what we did is when we was talking, and getting her involved, and she does all the makeup and everything else, and it's absolutely brilliant. you know, and I'm so looking forward to, you know, moving forward with all these people. So I'm just making sure that, that you know exactly what you're coming for, because you're not just coming for one or two things, you're coming for loads. You know, there's so many different things that you're going to be coming for, whether you're deciding that, you know, you're going to come for advertising, whether you're going to come for branding. It might be the fact that it's something to do with your book. You know, if you've got a book that you actually want to do, and then it's like, you know, get your book done, get it published. And basically by doing that, it's very much that, you know, you can move forward with that. Because if you don't know how to do it, or you don't know even how to do a book, it's very much that, you know, you can come and find out exactly how it's all done. And I'm just sending a message out to somebody else if they want to join the broadcast. Yeah, so it's very much that, hang on, I can't do two things at once. What's going on here? It's one of those days today. I had one of those days the other day. Yeah, so it's all about, you know, whatever you decide that you want to do, it's all about taking action and making sure you're going to be there on the day. You know, it's such an amazing atmosphere that's going to be held. I mean, I've been to the Yes You Can Inspire to Achieve, and, you know, with just 100 people there, and I've been there when it's just been 50 people there. And you know what, the atmosphere is out of this world, and I can't wait for what the atmosphere is going to be like for 1,100 people in one room. I mean, newspapers are going to be there, magazines are going to be there, it's going to go on the documentary. You know, we've got magazines that we're bringing out over the next couple of months. So obviously you can go into people can go into the magazine, you can read about that. And it's going to be downloadable. We're also going to get paperbacks as well, so people can read through it and take them away and things like that. So it's very much like, you know, just getting everything all put in. And it's been such a busy time. And yeah, it's been absolutely amazing. And oh, look, we've got Greg Walker on the line as we speak. Greg, would you like to come in, my lovely? You know, you can come in. That's not a problem. Let me see if I can send you the link and see if he wants to come in for a couple of minutes while we're waiting for the others to pop in. I'll just send him a quick message, see if he wants to join us in the house. So yeah, it's very much that, you know, we want to make sure that you get as much out of your cost of your ticket as much as we possibly can. And basically with that, it's all about, you know, bringing everything to you as much as we can, making sure that you can network, making sure you come away with so many golden nuggets that it's going to be an amazing weekend. And as I said, you've got everybody from the multimillionaires to people that are aspiring to be millionaires, to the speakers that have been speaking on stage a few times, to the people that have actually never spoken on stage at all. And we've got everybody from like a right old age right through to like a 9-year-old. So, you know, it's very much that everybody's available. You know, the Empowerment Weekend. Oh, Wendy's in the house. Let's bring Wendy up. So with the Empowerment Weekend, it's very much, it's going to be on the 2nd and 3rd of February. Hi, Wendy. How are you?
I'm so sorry. Me and technology do not have the best relationship.
That's all right. That's absolutely fine. I was just explaining to people about the Empowerment Weekend and how amazing it's going to be. So welcome, Wendy. And Wendy is one of our speakers. Wendy, explain who you are and what you do.
Hi, everybody. Yes, my name is Wendy Firmin Price, and I heal hearts and minds. And I do that with the healing power of horses. And I help people to get out of their despair, depression and discouragement, and help heal the beliefs and heartbreaks that have caused them to feeling really low.
Brilliant. So is it something that you've always done? I mean, is it horses that you're dealing with in the healing, or is it people that you're dealing with horses, but you heal them with horses?
Both. I have been a riding instructor for a long time, which inspired my work with the horses. And then I noticed there was quite a lot of correlation between what was going on with me and the horses and what was happening in my life. And so 30 years ago, I started putting together a program that helped healing with the horses, and used my spiritual qualifications as a metaphysician to spiritual life coaching, spiritual counselling, to help people overcome the fears and anxieties that they've been feeling in life. And the horses act as a wonderful mirror, a metaphor, to be able to see a pattern, belief, or a behaviour that you can't, no amount of talking can bring up sometimes. You know, I had a lady this week, and we were working on the fact of the way she attracts people in her life that are still a little bit toxic, and she didn't even notice how her boundaries were pushed, and not even, she didn't even clock it. But when you're working with the horses, they can show you immediately, by picking up on your energy, exactly what's going on for you. So you get this very unbiased, no BS result. And it's not for the faint-hearted. If you're used to covering up your stuff, and many of us are quite clever when we have counselling, coaching, whatever, just to let people know what we want them to know, but you can't do that with a horse. Horses that have been allowed to express themselves, which my horses do, so they give a very clean mirroring and metaphoring to my clients.
So I probably didn't do too well last week then. We had I live literally on a field, and we had this runaway horse, and everyone was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do with it. So I went and got 2 dog leads and put them together, and obviously took some carrots and some dog leads and walked up to this horse, and it must have been a gypsy horse. And obviously, so they're not very, when it comes to, they're not very people to people kind of thing. They're very much, they're left lots on their own, or they're with their owner. And I gave him a carrot and it headbutted me. So there's quite a lot of makeup last week where I had to make sure I covered the black eye.
Yeah, well, given your past, it's we might have to come and have you a session, Maxine, just to help make sure we clear all that last debris of of old stuff. Because the interesting thing is that even when we feel we've cleared a pattern or a belief, sometimes it's still in our cellular being. So although we've done the work, and like how many of us say, oh, but I thought I've cleared all that, I thought I've done all that. Actually, what happens, we actually get it stuck in our body. It literally is in our cells, every behavior, belief, emotion, because the horses are so tuned into energy, they are able to really highlight what exactly is going on in the moment, what's right in that moment for you, and it just saves so much time. If you're someone who wants to clear their shit and get moving in life, but
not the water to the shed yet.
No. It's, how sometimes when you're really going for something in life, and it feels like you've got this anchor or this bungee line that keeps wishing you back, and quite often we've got this unconscious vow or belief, and again the horses help bring up the deeper stuff within us, that sometimes no amount of just talking would be able to highlight as quickly. So although the sessions can be seemingly a bit higher price to start with, they're actually much better value, because you just get to the core. You just just let's get on with it. And I just love, I'm blown away daily by the way the horses help my clients. It's I have such a range of them. We may be helping children that are suffering from self-harming, depression, anxiety disorders on one level, right up to senior executives that come to me because they're stressed and they can't get to that next level in their business because something seems to be holding them back, or they can manifest a lot of money but equally manifest a hole in the manifest it like having it in a colander, and it's because we've got all these old energy leaks that most of us do not realize that we've got. So again, the horses are so quick to help you, but then give you the encouragement when you've got the answer. They change their movement, they'll give you a lick and chew, they'll start walking on, they'll just show you, yes, you've got it. That's what we've been looking for.
Yeah. So say for argument's sake that I came to you, so in your place of work with your horses and everything else, what's the kind of thing would I expect? You know, because even if someone's like Tony said, I don't know horses, I've never seen a horse, I've never touched a horse. I mean, I've been around plenty of horses, so you know, it's very much that I get on quite well with them, apart from this particular horse. But it's very much that when people come to you, even if they're afraid, what would normally be your process?
Excuse me, pussycats. I'm cat's fighting.
I'm doing exactly the same. I might leave me alone. Yeah.
So normally somebody would come along and we'd go and have a little quick chat over a cup of coffee first, just to see where everybody, you know, where you are in the moment, and okay, what is it that is coming through to start talking with. Then a typical session would be, I would invite you to go and look around the horses. Now, it depends what time of day you got your appointment. It might be in their stable, it might be in their field, and generally you'll sort of get you to go to one that you feel drawn to, or not, or, you know, sort of there'll be something, either, you know, depending on what we're dealing with. Maybe if we're dealing with rejection and the horse that keeps rejecting you, we will probably work with that one, or if you're going with the one that made eye contact and you felt, oh, that one feels right, and then we'll just usually go and lead to the school, and I usually set some obstacles up to represent the different type of obstacles you've got in life, and then you lead the horse round those obstacles, and then depending on how the horse responds or reacts to you, will keep telling me what questions to ask to help you find your own answers. And then you'll get blown away. You'll go, how the hell did they know that? Oh my God, I didn't realize I still was carrying that. And then you end up in a new paradigm.
Amazing. I'm just going to say hello to Karina. Hello, my lovely.
Hi.
Hey, yeah, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I just need to put you up just a little bit more. You're hiding. Hang on, let's take that a bit away. Right, I can see you now. So we're just going through with Wendy at the moment, just going through a 10-minute interview with Wendy, and I'll bring you back in a second, and I'll just leave you on here so you can listen in. Is that all right?
Yeah, great, thank you.
Okay, fabulous. So Wendy, so, you know, with the horses, it sounds absolutely amazing. I mean, even if people are scared, you're always going to be there, so it's always a good thing. So when you come to us on the Empowerment Weekend on the 2nd and 3rd of February, is this going to be your first time in talking? Are you a speaker? Have you been doing it for a long time? Tell the audience what you do.
Yes, I love speaking. Can't shut me up once I get going. So don't know what we're going to do in 30 seconds. Yes, I love being able to share my stories of my clients, my own story, and I'll just be telling people how they can, you know, just get involved and come and get their lives sorted and heal the hidden heartbreaks that we've got, and the mindsets that are just need rebalancing.
Yeah, because even if, as you said before, even if someone feels like they've healed, if they've not healed to the core, you know, you haven't got to that core problem, then that can come up at any time, whether you know, you've got a negative thing going in your life, whether that's a partner, whether that's to do with work, you know, it can always show its ugly head.
Yeah, well, there has to be healing on 4 levels. You have to have a physical level, so something that you actually are practically doing in life and action taking. You have your emotional level that is caused by the belief systems, and then you have your spiritual level of healing. And a challenge is very seldom completely healed until you've got all 4 levels sorted.
Yeah, brilliant.
And if you've got a recurring problem in your life or recurring theme, then there's usually something at some level that's not quite been addressed.
I mean, I had exactly that, exactly what you're saying. Is I was very much, when you read my book, it wasn't until I looked back on it myself and thought, I'm going around in circles. I've split up with this relationship, now this one's happened. I mean, my dad in the past was obviously quite abusive. And then a partner that I got with became abusive after I had children, or after I had my first child. And then my husband was abusive after 18 months after I had my child. So it's sort of like, it's that thing, as you said, if it's not been addressed. And it's very much that you find the same sort of people unless you address that core. And I'm glad to say now that that doesn't happen. So because now I see the signs, now I see when it all happens, or if someone's even getting that kind of way, I show them the door. I don't even get into that situation anymore. And that's the thing. It's very much that, if you don't address the core and you don't understand it and you don't see it, and you're blind to it, that the fact is that you just, you keep going around in circles for the rest of your life.
Yeah. And it's interesting because when people come and choose one of the horses to work with, different horses have had different backgrounds. I've got some that have also been through abusive situations. It's really fascinating how if people have still got that pattern, that they get still drawn to the horses that are actually would be a bit, that have either been in that background themselves or are still a bit, still not completely rebalanced. So it's a bit of a telltale, but at the same time, it's like, let's cut the time that we keep spending in making these choices, not realizing that so much of our stuff is to do with our own self-love, our own self, the way we treat ourselves, which is causing the external circumstances. And again, this is where the horses can help really mirror back what is going on. And as we address that within ourselves, then that's when we make the best progress in our life.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Wendy, for your interview today. I'm going to keep you on here, but I'm just going to go over to Karina and get her 10 minutes in. Hello, okay. Karina, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
Brilliant. So please tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Well, my name's Karina Stringer and I do leadership and success coaching and public speaking. I've been doing that since 2015 now. So yeah, the journey's been exciting and a bit of a surprise, really.
In what way?
I didn't mean to go down the public speaking route. It just sort of happened. And I think when you find a passion for something, it just it takes hold of you. And you just, it makes you feel empowered and it's good to follow something that you really love doing.
Brilliant. So, and then the other things that you've done is that you said that you've done coaching, did you say?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been doing that for?
Success and leadership coaching.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah, how long have you been doing that for?
Yeah. I've been doing that now for 2 years. And it's just good to get, when people are starting out, not necessarily starting out their own business, but starting maybe a new job, or they feel that they want to push themselves. And the problem that we have normally is that we hold ourselves back. And the biggest, the people that stand in our way is ourselves. We always tell ourselves, always in our head, we're always telling ourselves we're not good enough. But if somebody else said to you, you can't do that, you're not good enough, you'd be saying, well, who the hell do you think you are? But when we say it to ourselves, we find that's acceptable. So, it's just that reprogramming the mind and looking at things from a different angle.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the thing, a lot of people, it's like any kind of thing. It's like if you have children, you clothe, you feed the children, you eat last, or the fact is you clothe yourself last, you see what's left over. When it comes down to investing, you invest in your partner, you invest in your family. But to invest in yourself, we always leave ourselves last, whether you're a mother figure, whether you're even a father figure, whatever it is, it's you look after your family first and you just leave yourself whatever's left at the end. And sometimes it doesn't always work out as good that way. I mean, it's like the aeroplane, isn't it? It's like, if an aeroplane's going down, you look after yourself first and then sort out other people. And what people don't realise is very much that if you don't look after number one first, then you can't look after anybody else, because you've gone down like a ton of bricks and nobody else can move any further forward. So, I'll take it you find that quite often when it comes down to your business.
Yes, definitely. And I found it, I found it in myself that I was always putting everything else first, apart, not doing things that I should be doing. And when I started to change that mindset and change the way that I did things on a daily basis, things started to unfold and opportunities. I think the opportunities were always there, but I never saw them. I never let myself see them. So in the last sort of few years, things have happened, and I've just thought, oh, where did that come from? But because I've been more open to it, I've let myself, be more open to it. I've had an open mind, and going to a lot of events and meeting different people, and you don't. It's like, I call it a secret world. You've got to have that open mind to be able to see into that secret world of wonderful entrepreneurs, spiritual people that are really on the next step of life. And it's just been a wonderful journey to be involved in.
Absolutely. So how are you going to feel like when you stand up on stage in front of 1,100 people?
Oh wow, it's going to be a bit nervous, but I always think nerves are excitement.
Yeah.
When you're standing there and you're feeling nervous, it's exactly the same. Physically, it's exactly the same as being excited.
Yeah.
And I actually wrote, I've just written my first ebook, actually. It's called Fear to Fulfill Your Destiny. And it's all about fear, and there's little strategies in there and different ways of thinking and feeling fear.
Yeah.
And, how to reverse that sort of psychology and make you go ahead and do things. So, yeah, I put myself forward for speaking on stage at this event. And yeah, it's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, you've got a bit of a noisy background going on there, love.
Have I?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but yeah, that's all right. It's one of those things. It happens.
Can you hear me okay though?
Yeah, you can hear you. I can hear you quite fine. I'm hoping everybody else can as well. So a question for you then, Karina. And before I actually ask her this question, if any of you, ladies and gentlemen out there that actually want to ask Karina or Wendy a question, you're more than welcome to, because, at the end of the day, we like to get you involved. We like to interact with everything that we're doing. So anything you've got going on, just literally, just give us a message. That's what it's all about. It's getting you involved rather than you just sitting there watching what we're doing. So what I was going to ask you, Karina, is what made you go into doing what you do now?
Because I've worked in travel for 8 years, and I just didn't want to do that whole. I never wanted to do the whole 9 to 5 thing, and I thought that traveling and seeing the world and all that was what I wanted to do. But then I decided that enough was enough. I didn't want to work for anybody else, and I started my own business back in 2013. And I just really enjoyed doing it, and I wanted to help other people do the same. But I didn't want to be a business coach. There's a lot of business coaches out there. I wanted to do something different, and my passion was just being successful in whatever you choose to do, being a leader. And leaders create leaders, and I've always been a leader. I've always helped out and pushed myself and got to where I need to be. But I wanted other people to do the same. And in a lot of my jobs, I saw people sitting on the sidelines, and they were fantastic at what they did, but they wasn't able to push themselves. They didn't maybe know how to go about it, when I started speaking, when I started doing the public speaking, a lot of people was coming to me and saying, you've really turned your life around, you've really done well, how did you do it? And I never saw myself as being a coach, but I think in a way we all are in our daily life. People come to us and say, you're really good at giving the advice, or you're really good at this. And they'd always come to you for advice. But I took it to the next level to actually be able to coach people, and for them to come to me and just say, I want to get ahead in my job, in my career. I want to start my own business. Whatever it is, it's just helping people just take that next step.
Fabulous. It's absolutely fabulous there. So what I'm going to do, Karina, I'm going to now take you down. I want to say thank you very much for your interview there. And Wendy, I'm going to do the same with you. Mm-hmm. And I want to say thank you very much. I'm looking forward to see you in a couple of weeks. And I look forward to seeing your broadcast that you're going to be doing over the next few days. Karina, tell the people when you're broadcasting.
My broadcast is 11 a.m. GMT on Mondays and Fridays.
Fantastic. I'm going to take you down. Say goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Hi, Wendy. Now, Wendy's going to be a new broadcaster, aren't you, Wendy?
I guess so.
We're going to get Wendy on because we want Wendy to tell you a little bit more about her. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about Eden, the reasons why I've muted you, my darling, because you've got loads of music in the background, so we need you in a quiet space. So Wendy, what we're doing is we'll obviously sort you all out when it comes down to your broadcasting, making sure we get you a time on there, because I think you've got such an amazing thing and something different compared to what other people do. That right. I think it's so fantastic for people to share that.
Okay.
You go. Oh, she's disappeared. So you're all good with that?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So we'll set Wendy up and we'll set her up a time and a day, and we'll get a broadcast and just keep an eye on Inspired to Achieve Global TV. I'm now going to put you down. If you say goodbye to the audience, and we'll speak to you soon.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Hi, Daniel.
Hi, Maxine. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Very, very well. Very excited. It's 2 weeks to go, and I can't wait.
I know. It's coming up really quickly, isn't it? Eden, I will come to you in a minute, my darling. I'm just going to leave you on here for a minute while I just speak to Daniel.
Okay.
So, Daniel, explain to the people who you are and what you do.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Maxine, for having me here. Some of you may know me already. I'm Daniel Apria. And the reason I'm here is very simple. There's just so many people out there, and I know many of you are people that can really make a difference in this world. And I started as a life coach about 10 years ago, and I realized how difficult that is. I realized that the motive is amazing. Helping people, doing something good, doing something that really changes people's life. But making that actually happen, making that a reality, can be a real struggle. But what I realized after 10 years is that it doesn't have to be a struggle. There's a way to do that that can be nearly hassle-free and predictably successful. And that's precisely why I'm here. I want people that help other people be able to be successful. That's all I want.
Absolutely brilliant. So tell people, what is it that you do?
I help coaches, consultants, small business owners like you develop a strategy session that can convert and make sure that your business can be sustainable, so that you don't need to worry about going back to 9 to 5 or having to pay the bills, because your passion will pay your bills as well.
Brilliant. So I know obviously we've done an interview previously before, probably about a couple of months ago now. And you're also a broadcaster, Inspired to Achieve Global TV. Do you want to let everybody know what days that you broadcast?
I'm broadcasting Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. London time. It's been great. We have audience from all over the world, and we talk about sales mindset, because what I've realized is that there's so many people with an amazing product, amazing service. They can do so much good, but they have some mental blockage when it comes to actually charging money, which is why we have this broadcast. So if this is you, please join us Mondays and Tuesdays at 10 a.m. London time.
Brilliant. So a question for you, Daniel.
Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yeah.
Tuesdays, yes. So a question for you is, when you first got into, I know you've done sales for many, many years, but what's the biggest thing that you come up against when people come into business? You help these people, you help these consultants. What is the biggest problem they have when it comes to sales in their business?
It's usually, believe it or not, mindset. So it's very interesting that in a world where coaches can help other people with mindset, then mindset is still the main barrier for people like small business owners, consultants, and coaches themselves when it comes to selling. Because it's so much easier to help other people with mindset, but when it comes to helping yourself, there can be a lot of influences. Maybe something happened in your past, or maybe the current environment you're in that is not supporting you. So that's been the biggest barrier in my experience, having specific limitations, perceived limitation when it comes to attracting abundance and financial resources.
Brilliant. Okay. So what made you decide to go into that kind of side of it? Of all the sales, you could have just been a coach, you've been a business coach, just in general. What made you specifically become a sales coach? Because that is what your niche is, isn't it? And you do very well at it. So what decided you to go into that?
Well, that was the specific realization that was the main constraint for people, the main thing that was preventing them from being successful coaches or consultants. So when I started as a life coach, I was really struggling with sales. And the reason was I just didn't understand what selling was. I thought selling was evil. I thought selling was manipulative, was something bad. And it took me a long time to realize that it was quite the opposite. Selling is an amazing way to serve other people, to add value to the world. So of all the challenges the new business owners face, I believe that sales is the one where they can really make or break. And that's why I'm helping people with this particular challenge.
And that's an amazing thing, because a lot of people, as you said, a lot of people think sales is like, oh, sales, it's a really bad thing. But the fact is, it's like when you know that you've got a good product, you know you as a person, you know that you're going to look after that person when they come to you. And the fact is, the last thing you want them to do is to go elsewhere. You want them to come to you. Not just the fact is that you're getting money and getting commission, because that's just the bonus of it. But the fact is that you know that you can help them out, you can be there for them, and they're going to get good value. And so
absolutely.
Many
Money is just really a way to exchange value. So if people are willing to pay money for it, it means that it's really solving their problem. And people, believe it or not, people want to spend money. People just do whatever they can to spend their money all the time. People flock in shopping centers, people buying online. People want to spend their money, and with good reason, because money not spent, it's pointless. Money is only valuable when it's used. So people want to spend money. And if you got an amazing product, that is a fantastic way for people to invest their money on.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to go over to Eden for a second, just so she have a bit of time, because I know she's at. Are you standing in a shopping centre at the moment?
Yeah, somewhere a little bit public, I'm afraid.
That's okay. Thank you very much for coming on. So tell the public who you are and what you do.
Hi, yes, I'm Aiden. I'm the clinical neuroscientist and author of the upcoming book, Mind Training, The Secret for Positive Living. And I'm also the founder and CEO of My Medication, which is a neuroscience psychology-based coaching and speaker service. So in essence, help my clients with uncovering their why, unlocking potential to essentially achieve their impossible goals and dreams.
Fantastic. So, but you saying, you know, what you just said, which is that you help people understand their why.
Absolutely. The why is the foundation.
Absolutely. 100% agree with you on that one. So what would you say your why was?
My why is, in essence, to share light and love. It sounds vague, but from a young age, I've always been curious about why things work and what really drives me and motivates me and what my passions were. And for many years, it was just kind of going through the fog, trying to figure things out. And it was only last year that I had my moment of epiphany and revelation. And in essence, is to help others. Again, what Daniel was saying, to serve, but serve in a meaningful and purpose way. And that could only be achieved when I understood my why, which was essentially love. Give love, help others who are in this dark space of not knowing what is going on in their heads, in their mindset, to get clarity. And when we get the clarity, then it's able to come up with options, and options and timelines and goals can actually be reached. So for me, it's just to be that person that helps them to facilitate by asking the right, when I say right questions, open-ended questions that help them to, in essence, unlock the keys of their questions and get to their core why.
Brilliant. So what did you have to go through to get where you are today?
Oh, a whole lot of transformation. So in order to give transformation, I had to go through some pretty dark moments where I had to clear out some negative energies and, you know, belief systems that I'd held on from childhood and just other interactions that I've had in my 30 years that were no longer serving me, in a sense that I wasn't able to help others because I didn't believe in myself. So I had to spend a considerable amount of, like, part of last year going through and asking myself, why do I feel worthless, or what is it about my experiences that I can take on to help others? And so there was a lot of, you know, transformation by coaching myself, because in order for me to coach others, I also have to be coached. A lot of hypnotherapy and other forms of treatment.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realise that, you know, even when you've got coaches, they've also got coaches and mentors, because you'll never stop learning. Yeah,
never.
Absolutely. And learning is something that we do for the rest of our life. It doesn't matter whether you've been in business 30, 40, 50 years, you will still learn something new, even from a beginner, because times move on and things move on. And, you know, even it comes down to people that are like 60, 70-year-olds now that have been in business 50 years. But at the same time, it's like they don't know much about technology, so they get taught by someone who's very much younger.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. So with everything that you're doing, what did you find, I don't know, I suppose the hardest thing and the easiest thing to do for you to get where you are?
I think the hardest thing was to create habits that actually work. So I had to spend a considerable amount of last year developing morning habits and night habits that essentially gear my mind in the morning to succeed, but also at night when I'm in a frenzy state of, you know, dealing with being an entrepreneur, a full-time, I still have my full-time job and writing, and so just to calm my mindset down, calm my brain so I can get a good night's rest. So there was a lot of habits that I had to form and learn that consistency is the only way that's going to get me through to, you know, achieving my goals. So that was the hardest thing, because there were moments where I just wanted to give up, and I knew that if I did that, I was essentially telling myself I'm not good enough and I can't cope. And I think the easiest element was learning to be in the flow of the universe. So at first it was hard, but then when I realized that I'm not alone in this process, actually it's just me telling myself I can't do it. And the minute I removed those mental blockages and just let the universe guide me, it became very easy to just go in the flow and not be anxious and stressed. So that was probably the easier bit. I wish I had known that earlier.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that also comes down to changing your mindset, which Daniel was talking about just now. And it also comes down to fearing yourself. It's like, you know, am I good enough? Yeah, I'm good enough. And then it's like, but am I? You know, and it's telling yourself that every day that you can do that no matter what. And when you talk about, you know, going forward, procrastination is something that I've done a lot of in my past. In the fact is that it's hard to get me going, but once I go in, I don't stop. And it was very much, that's what I found my hardest thing was in everything that I was doing. And as you said, when you get into the flow of things just come, and it's brilliant. It's changing that mindset. And I know now that I do every morning, it's, you said, like day and night things. It's like every morning I will listen to a motivational speaker or a speech, something else that's on YouTube. And every morning I'll do that, and I make sure that I do that, because what it does, it perks me up for when I get in from dropping my daughter off at school. It's like I know I'm going to get in and I'm going to start and I'm going to go.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the night, I know that I need to switch off, so I'll just sit there in front of the telly and just watch something that's really easy, just to chill.
Yeah, and it's so important, the night routines, because if we don't get good night's sleep, it's not about the quantity of sleep, it's about the quality. And so getting good REM sleep, I was able to function fully with just 5 hours, but that came with the right nutrition, the right sleep, the right mindset. So it is a combination, but just knowing what I needed to do at night to make sure that my tomorrow was also going to be achievable and great. And again, being in this flow was important. And so definitely rituals are everybody has different rituals, and that's part of my coaching, is that I help my coachees understand their morning and night routines, because what I do may not work for you. That's the beauty of being individual. But by having these, it helps us to be more empowered and basically put a leash on the mind, which could be your friend or your enemy.
Absolutely. I mean, what about you, Daniel? Do you have any morning or evening routines?
I don't have one that is the same every day, but I've got habits. So what I've realized is that for me, it's not so much of what I do externally, but rather the way I approach every single day internally. And what I have in front of my bed, I have a big whiteboard, and before I go to sleep, I write down what I'm going to do the next day, because it's very important to separate your thinking process and your productive actions. And that's what I do. So I wake up in the morning, I take a deep breath, and I know what the day is going to be up to.
I bet you're actually writing things in your sleep on your whiteboard, aren't you? That's what you're doing.
Potentially, sometimes I wake up and I'm like, who wrote this? That wasn't me.
Now you know you're going to get slap legs from Eden, because she's going to say to you, you're not going into REM sleep. So Eden, so the things that you've been doing, how long have you been doing it for?
About a year now. So
Okay.
I mean, I've had habits in the past, but consistently doing that, I would say about a year.
Okay. And all the things that you've been doing, I mean, what are you looking forward to most when it comes to the empowerment weekend?
I think this opportunity to just share some tips and awareness of how powerful our minds are, and we're all given this divine gift, and it's important for us to just take time out to assess what that is and really bring that to fruition. So if I could be of service in some way, whether it's just to explain how the beauty of having habits can really change and empower a person, or like you say, listening to motivational music, it doesn't have to be something huge, like let me get a list of things I have to do in the morning and night, but just little tips here and there. That's great, but also an opportunity to get to know my business and how I do things, and understand how the neuroscience and psychology of mindset could also be a very helpful thing. So it's a bit of educational, but also just giving an opportunity to share love.
Fantastic. And then like networking, so that's like your love, isn't it? Yeah, and getting to know everybody. Yeah, absolutely. So Daniel, I mean, you know, when you're there, I mean, there's going to be a lot of people there that you've met already. There's going to be a lot of people that you've not met already. What kind of nuggets are you looking to take away?
It's going to be extremely empowering for me to be in such event. It's great to see some familiar faces and some new people as well, because there's going to be a lot of doors opening, which is amazing. So what I'm looking for is really people that can have a fresh look on things, and people with a strong drive. Because for me, it's not so much about the background of a person, but for me, what really matters is where the person is going to. So when I identify people have a strong drive, they're really aiming at achieving something that means a lot to them, that's what I feel attracted to, and that's where I feel that strong potential can be realized.
Brilliant. And Wendy, I've brought you up because I thought I'd ask you the same question. I mean, you know, there is some people that you are going to know there, and there's going to be quite a few people that you've never met. You know, what kind of nuggets are you looking to take away from the day?
Just listening to everybody's stories and inspiration. You know, it's what the wonderful thing is, everyone's got such a unique backstory, and we can all learn from one another. And sometimes it's just a sentence or a word or something somebody's been through and come out the other side, and you know how they did it. Just thinks, oh yeah, that will really help me, or oh yeah, I didn't think of that, or oh, staring me in the face. So yeah, I think just a bevy of info and sharing of, you know, just this amount of wisdom. I mean, it's just going to be a, you know, amazing powerhouse of wisdom.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think is what the problem that you get is some people come there and go, I'm going to get so much, and this is what I'm going to do, and it's going to be brilliant, and they write it all down, and they sit, right, okay, I've got everything sorted out. They go home and do nothing with it.
Yeah, that's the challenge, is to get to help, you know, people want to take action with that knowledge.
Exactly. Action is a big thing, because, you know, whether you're answering questions, whether you're getting that knowledge, it's great that you're coming, because it's absolutely amazing thing. You just got to remember to take action with it. So Eden, I'll come to you. What if you said to the people that are going to be in that stage, if you've got a minute to stand there and say to people, you know, when you come, this is what I want you to do when you leave. I want you to take action. But what else would you say to them?
I would say, don't let your limiting beliefs be the reason you don't reach your potential. So when you're feeling scared, do it, because that is a signal from your higher self that you are in the right path.
Absolutely. Go after my own heart there. Send me shivers. And what about for you, Daniel? Same question?
So the main thing is that, you know what, the universe doesn't give you what you want. The universe gives you what you are. So everything starts from changing and becoming the person you want to be and becoming the change you want to see. So that's precisely what I'd like to instill in the crowd and what I would like to see in the world as well.
Brilliant. And Wendy, have you got something to add to that?
Yeah, I'd like to sort of continue with the fear. That's, you know, when we're about to cross the threshold, we are likely to hit the terror zone, and that's, you know, that is a sure sign things are going on. And coming back to the horses very briefly, that's when people are frightened of the horses, that's when I can do the best work, because that shows me that actually they're normally frightened of their power or their purpose. So, yeah. The more frightened you are of a horse, the more you'll get from the session.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the thing, it's very much, and I think another thing that people forget as well is that even if they're writing all this information down, they do take some and they sit there and go, do you know what, this is fantastic, but it's not for me right now. It doesn't matter, because they can take them things away with them and then actually introduce them into their business or into their life on a daily basis, or in 2 or 3, 4 months' time. Or it might be that the fact is that you've got one speaker that doesn't give you what you're looking for, but you've got a friend down the road or a friend that you know, and or a family member that can actually take heed of that and go, do you know what, that's going to help me massively.
Yeah. Very often, I expect we've all found that, is that sometimes people go away and they go, oh, I heard this speaker, they'll be just right for you, you know. So, yeah, or somebody says, oh, yes, I've heard of this person, and they often refer people on then, don't they? So you never know when the seed you've sown is going to take fruition.
Yeah, absolutely. So Daniel, I'm going to ask you before you fall asleep. He's sitting there like all calm and all chilled out. So when you go there, who's the person you're really looking forward to seeing?
I'm looking for change agents. I'm looking for people that really want to make a difference in this world. I'm looking for people that really want to make an impact. So that's the kind of person. It's not so much about what they've achieved so far or what their credentials are. For me, it's really about what change they want to make and the fact that they're ready to get there and make that happen.
Right. And what about you, Eden?
I'm looking for people who are ready to take that transformative step. So those people who are tired of where they are mentally and looking for something different, a new way of thinking and living, and just fearless.
I think we should stick together. I think I need to give you an interview. We can have two fearless ladies on the same page.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you, with all the people and all the speakers, I mean, we've got like over 45 different speakers going. Who's the one that you're sitting there looking at saying, do you know what, I'd really like to get into your brain and know exactly what you think and what you do?
Actually, I'm a little biased. So Raymond Aaron, but partly because he is my mentor, and I really do admire his way of thinking and the way he fuses the physics, the science, the psychology of mindset and selling and wealth and creation. And I would just love to spend a little bit more time and get nuggets. But obviously, I would extend it to also Bradley, and because I appreciate, you know, it takes a lot of courage to set up such an amazing event like this. So just to spend a bit of time with him and understand how he works and what drives him would be a privilege too.
Yeah, he's definitely driven. Trust me. And then he actually sent us a lovely little message earlier. I'll put it on the bottom there, or it's on the top there to you, so you can see it. Good evening, amazing stage 25. Good luck in London. Best wishes, Bradley. See how sweet was that? So yeah, it is very nice. It's you know, it's great that, you know, you've got your main person that you absolutely love, and you're talking about Raymond, which is obviously one of our big speakers there at the event. And I like the fact is that Raymond is so blunt and to the point, because that's exactly how I am. So I get that completely. And, you know, he's very sweet at the same time. So, you know, what kind of things would you say with Raymond that you know, he's been your mentor? There'll be loads of people that are actually either on here or going to be there on the day that would love him to be their mentor. What would you say one of the biggest things that he's given you to help you move forward?
To get over my pride. because he is so blunt. When I did have my first few conferences that I attended and some mentoring, he has a way of just shattering my pride in order to heal my soul, so to speak. So he would ask me questions that challenged me into thinking, why am I thinking this way? Why am I telling myself I can't do this? So I think his bluntness was what I would say, like a fresher breath air. But it was always backed with facts. And for me, that's important. I need to understand, if you're going to give me criticism, why? And he has a way of doing it that is also loving. And that was beautiful.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's like I was talking yesterday on my show, and I was actually talking about mindset, and I was talking about a growth mindset. And the fact is, I also spoke about, you know, taking criticism, because see it as a positive thing, of a way of moving forward, rather than seeing it as a negative thing that I can't believe he said that to me. And as you said, shattering your pride, get over yourself, love. He's very lovely. Yeah, I love it. I do love it. So with yourself, Daniel, I mean, is there anybody that's actually going to be there on the empowerment weekend that's been like a mentor to you, that you could say that they've actually given you something that's made you think?
It's really hard for me to pick up a single one because it's such a fantastic lineup. I know many of the speakers personally. I've shared stage with a few of them. I've co-hosted events with some of them. So it's really, really difficult to mention one. What I can say, I've done a lot of work with Armin Morin. So that's definitely somebody to be on the lookout for. I know it's going to share something really, really cool. But it's really a fantastic lineup. So everyone is really, really worth your time.
Absolutely. And with Armin Morin, I mean, I've seen him a couple of times now, and you know, and we've been speaking, and you know, we have had chats on the odd occasion, and he's such a mindful of information, and it's like I feel like that I can't scribble everything down quick enough that he's telling me, and I just feel like that I want to record him to make sure I don't miss a single thing, because everything that comes out is valuable, and I can't wait for him. Yeah, I can't wait for him to stand up on that stage and actually give his talk, because I literally need a book just for that, because it was like when we did that 12-hour empowerment week, the 12-hour broadcast that we did, the nuggets that he was giving there in a couple of minutes, I was just like, you know, Bradley was saying to me, Max, what are you doing? I said, I'm writing this down. I'm writing it all down. You know, you don't lose anything. You got to make sure that, you know, you can use it and take action with it. And what about yourself, Wendy? I mean, you know, is there a certain particular person on stage that you're really looking forward to seeing?
No, not well. I mean, yes, it's just too many. I mean, you know, there was just that there, like Daniel said, there's just so many. I couldn't sort of necessarily pinpoint anyone. I'm just eager to hear what everyone's got to say, and yeah, very excited.
Brilliant. And is there anything that either of you would like to say to each other?
Good luck.
You can ask each other a question if you want to ask a question. No, nobody's asking questions this evening. I've got no questions down here for you either. So this is the reason why I was putting it out there, because you've got a couple of minutes left to anything that you want to talk about. No, well, we'll talk about the empowerment weekend for a minute while you're all sitting there deliberating what you want to do on that side. So I'm just going to take these down. So for ladies and gentlemen, for anybody that doesn't know that's actually come in, she's gone. For anybody that's coming in, it's very much that my name is Maxine English, and we've been talking about the empowerment weekend that comes on the 2nd and 3rd of February. And with that, it's going to be at the Islet Hotel in Earl's Court in London. It's going to be an amazing weekend. We've got over 45 speakers that is going to be there and blow your mind. And when I say blow your mind, I mean literally blow your mind. There is going to be so many people there from who we just talked about. I've got it, you know, so I've got a surprise coming. So it's going to be Raymond Aaron there, who we've been talking about, who does publishing and also branding. We've got Armin Morin, he talks about, internet marketing. You've also got Daniel there. He's going to be talking about sales, and Wendy, who does with horses and healing. You've also got the other fearless lady, Eden, who's just been come and gone. She's disappeared for a moment. So yeah, it's very much that, you know, we're looking forward to seeing you there, because we've got so many people that are going to come up on that stage and give you all the different nuggets. You know, we love a golden nugget that we can possibly give out to people, because, you know, you're not just going to go to one place like you normally do and get 3 or 4 speakers. We're talking over 45 speakers over a weekend. You're talking about 1,100 people in the audience that you can network with. We're talking stalls that you can actually go around to, and all the trade stands, and actually speak to the people and go through everything with them, and making sure that, you know, you've got something there for you. And on top of all that, we've got, after the event finishes on Saturday, we can all network together. And it's very much like, you know, meet the VIPs, come out and see us. You know, the 12 are going to be there. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be on stage. I went on stage on Sunday at the Empowerment Weekend. No, not the Empowerment. I keep saying that. At the Wellness event on Sunday. And basically with that, I just stood on stage and I talked about mindset. And I talked about 15, 20 minutes about that. And it's very much, it's, you know, find out exactly what you need. Find out exactly what you're afraid of. Find out what you're scared of. Find out what you don't know. Because then what you do is you make sure you look for those. Because if you're scared of something, exactly what Edie was saying, if you're scared for it, then you want to go towards it. If it's something silly like you don't like spiders, then go and hold a tarantula. Don't like heights, then do a bungee jump. You know, it's very much it's overcoming, and business is exactly the same. I mean, would you agree with that, Daniel?
Absolutely. It's all about getting out of their comfort zone, because the things you'll discover will change the way you live, will change the way you do business, will change everything. So even if you think that you don't like something, but in reality is you have kind of a barrier, kind of a blockage, just try it out. And you know what, when you discover something new, you're not forced to keep that in your life. You can discover something new and then just have an additional option that you may never use again if you so want. But if you want to explore that different part of yourself, and that's going to translate into a different way of doing things, that's an amazing way to expand the person that you are and keep growing throughout your whole life.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we've also got here you've got the website address. If you want to go to the website, it is www.yesyoucaninspiredtoachieve.com. Or it's not. It's just youcaninspiredtoachieve.london.com is our website. London is the Empowerment Weekend. You tell me it's been a long day, can't you? But if you do want some tickets, then all you've got to do is click on that link. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the Empowerment Weekend. I'm also going to put the address and what time and where it is. And I'm going to actually put that into the comments box so you've got that. So if any time you need it, it is sitting there in the bottom. So you know exactly where it is. So you can just click on it after we've finished talking. So any last words from you, Wendy, before I put you down?
Just trust your heart and all will be well.
Fantastic. That's always a good thing, because it's very much that, you know, you get the gut feelings, you get the feeling in your heart, you know that you've got to go forward some way. It's just knowing how to do it. And what about for you, Daniel?
Just one thing to everyone. First of all, thank you so much, Maxine, for having me here. It's been great, but I really want to leave the crowd with one message, that is just take action. Just take action, because nothing is going to change if you keep watching videos and you spend all day in your room without doing much. So just take action and you will get all the answers and you'll see the results.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. It's very much, you know, action is a big thing, and you just got to make sure that you do it, because a lot of people don't take action, and it's like they're scared of taking action. They're scared of actually moving forward. They're scared of doing what they need to do it, because it's like they've never done it before. They've never known, and they're scared of the unknown. And a lot of things, I notice a lot of these happen very much that, you know, through people's lives. And if you're that kind of person that is scared of the unknown, it is like, you know, get out your comfort zone, you know, stretch your brain, stretch your mind. Because if you don't do that, and then you find that, Wendy, have you put me on speaker?
Not really.
Luckily myself speaking. Yeah, so it's very much that, you know, if you don't stretch your mind, you don't stretch what you're doing, and then what happens is you don't move forward in your life. And, you know, if you want to be one, you know, the top 5 people around the UK that actually brings in a decent wage, then you've got to take action every single time in your life, in your business and everything. So I'm going to get you to say goodbye, Wendy, so we can, and I'm going to let you go so we can get the rest of the people up. Daniel, I'm not going to let you go just yet because, well, I don't need to, because they're not quite here yet, so we can still talk.
Awesome.
And, yeah, I bought an extra I brought Wendy up a little bit longer because there was meant to be 3 people on and there was only 2. So I thought, well, I'll bring you up. So she's had a bit more time, and now it's a little bit more time for you. So
that's great.
I know you like a bit of time on here, don't you?
Yeah, no, it's great. It gives me the chance to share my message with even more people. And you know what? If you're watching this at home, it's a great thing. Nowadays, this technology is allowing you to get this kind of information and content and inspiration as well. So that's a fantastic thing. But as I said, it doesn't end there. You want to take action and make things happen. So I really want to meet you all personally there, because I love speaking to you online. I love talking on camera, but the reality is I want to shake your hand. I want to shake your hand. I want to touch you. I want to give you a hug. I want to see the same air that you're breathing. So that's what's going to make a difference in your life. That's what made a difference in my life. The importance of the environment, the importance of people you're surrounding yourself with. So get the right information, inspiration, absolutely. But at the same time, make sure you're surrounded by the kind of people that you want in your life. And that's going to be people that are on the same path, that are your peers, and that's going to be also people that already achieved something, maybe a lot, or maybe just a little bit more than you have achieved, and you want to get there. So that's the form of not just inspiration, but also practical realization. When you want to make something happen, go to the right place, hang out with the right people, and it will naturally happen. So make sure you hang around with us on the 2nd and 3rd of February.
Absolutely. And the thing is like, you don't know what you're going to get until you get there. And even if a lot of people think, yeah, but I don't really want to go on my own. I don't really want to do this because I'm worried about the people I'm going to be there. I'm going to spend the day on my own. And it doesn't actually happen that way, because when you've got people that are in business, it's very much that, that you have to just get involved. You don't always have people with you all the time. And business can be lonely. But even if you haven't got somebody that can actually, be there, then don't worry. It's very much all about just getting yourself there, taking the action, making sure that you can move forward. And then by doing that, you're going to learn. And if your friends or family don't come with you, then it's their loss. You've just got to make sure you take the action every single day.
Absolutely. This is about you. It's not about your family. It's not about your friends. It's about you. If they want to tag along, that's great. If not, this is about you. And think about that. If you don't want to be on your own, then you need to come to the event, because you will never be on your own. When you come, there'll be 1,000 people like you, 1,000 people that are on the same path, 1,000 people you share values with, 1,000 people you resonate with, you can connect with. So there's absolutely no way you will be on your own. You will meet 1,000 friends that you haven't met yet. You will build connections that will last for life. So this is an opportunity that you really don't want to miss. And if you want to come with a friend, come with a friend. If you're by yourself, you will be with 1,000 friends.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. It's very much exactly what Daniel was saying. You will not be on your own. When it comes down to the empowerment weekend, you will not be on your own. And the reason being, because everybody's in the same boat as you, and everyone's thinking the same as you, and they're hoping to speak to somebody. And that's exactly what it's about. So thank you very much for joining us, Daniel. I'm now going to go and put you down in the lobby and say goodbye.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks, Maxine. And I'm really, really looking forward to see all of you at the Empowerment Weekend. See you there.
Fantastic. So, Mrs. Mandy Robinson. Here we are. This lady is absolutely amazing, because, well, not only was she meant to be on a couple of weeks ago, but she couldn't get to us because she's over in Canada, and she literally rushes home from work, literally skids through the door, takes her coat off, sits down, and then gets straight online. Because it's what, 5 o'clock there?
10 after 3.
Oh, 10 after 3. Okay, well, there you go. 10 after 3. Oh, yeah, it's earlier this week, isn't it?
It is a little bit, yes.
Yeah, so she's been an absolutely busy bee. So it's been thank you so much for joining us. It's amazing that you're here.
Thank you so much for having me here. This is such an honor. And yes, I've barely caught my breath. And I was actually on live at 3, but I was in the wrong chat room, or however this works. So I'm glad I went back and double checked, and here we are now.
Yeah.
Great to see you again.
I made that mistake. What actually happened is I put it on for 8 o'clock because my shows are at 8 o'clock, and it was an automatic thing to do for 8 o'clock. And I booked everybody else in for 7, and I was like, yeah, that ain't going to work. So I had to redo a new one and do it, and then send it all out again. So yeah, that was what was happening.
Yeah.
So
That's all good. It's all good. I'm here now, flew in, threw the coat off, and here we are.
So Mandy has got this amazing thing, because what she did is Mandy took action. And I know Mandy's an action taker. I know quite a bit about this lady. She's over in Canada, and she's been over there 35 years, originally comes from the UK. And basically with that, it's like I don't know what Wendy's doing. Hang on 2 seconds. Wendy, where you keep coming in and out, you're using up all the posts. So literally just come out of it completely and go back in, and then it will stay there rather than keep cutting out, just so you know. So because she keeps cutting out in and out, and I can't get anybody else in it because she's taking up all the
Technology can be difficult, right?
Yeah, exactly. Wendy, just completely come out, my love. You know, come out. She's there's about 18 times in the box. Right, so, I know, bless her. Yeah, so it's very much with yourself. You come on to our 12-minute thing. Oh, is that you ringing? Hang on. I don't know what's going on now. Let's get rid of all these. So make sure I'm not ringing. You're not ringing.
No, right. I'm not ringing.
No, it must have been my end. I mean, I think I've got everybody trying to get a hold of me, probably trying to get on and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's
not surprised.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to leave it down there because where Wendy's, she's gone down. Bless her. She keeps cutting out. So so let's come back to you, my lovely. After that 5 minutes of everywhere.
Yeah, I think I'm still here.
You're still here. You're still here. So we did the 12-hour marathon, and there was a lovely competition winner, wasn't there? That's got 5 minutes on stage.
Yes.
And it was you.
And I won the 5-minute speaking slot, and I'm just, oh my gosh, I just cannot wait to take part on that stage, even though it'll be live streamed. And you and I have to chat about that because I've never done a live stream abroad. So, but man, what a privilege that's going to be. It's like the next step in my journey, and I'm so excited, Maxine, so excited.
Absolutely brilliant. And the thing is, so tell the audience who you are and what you do.
Okay, so Mandy Robinson comes from Coburg, Ontario. Originally, like you said, the UK. I was born in Yorkshire. I am a part-time bank teller for a major bank here, and I am also a public speaker. I found, well, let's just back up the track. I escaped a 30-year abusive marriage 13 years ago, found myself in a women's shelter, and in that shelter I found an organization called Toastmasters, purely by the fact that one of the other ladies that were involved said that I should be one. Never heard of them, so I said, okay, I'll head out, join the club that night, and never looked back. It set me on my journey to becoming a professional speaker. So since then, I've turned my life around. I went back to college to begin to study law, but I got sidetracked with the speaking career because I found that my passion is to speak in front of audiences. And the reason is because my story, like yours, matters, and I speak to inspire. So in the last, let's say, decade, I've gone into youth detention centers, I've gone into corporations, schools, clubs. I've had grown men in their 70s and 80s crying, as well as teenagers. I spoke to a client just yesterday at work that I hadn't seen in about 10 years, and I recognized her, and she looked at me, and she came over. She says, "Oh my gosh." I said, "Oh my gosh, look at you. What have you been doing?" And she says, "I'm divorced by about 6 months." I said, "Then that's what it is. You look younger." So we got talking, and the basis of me saying that is because she sent me a message last night on Messenger asking me to remind her of something I'd said. And she finished the message with, "You are such an inspirational person." And I'm so happy that we reconnected last night. And Maxine, that is the feedback that I receive on a daily basis. Doesn't matter what the story is, it's just by being genuine and sincere and caring about the other person. And I've got the goosebumps, you probably do too, because you're of the similar mind. Doesn't matter what, where, when, or who, but if you are making that difference, then you've found your passion. You're inspiring other people, and it is the most rewarding and wonderful thing in the world. That's just a little summarization. One other potent thing, I call it potent because it is. 5 years ago, I became an ambassador for the town of Coburg, which is on the northern shore of Lake Ontario, and it is where I now reside. And in that role as an ambassador, I was crowned Coburg's first ever female town crier. Now, I know the UK knows all about town criers, and we've only ever had one male here. He was my predecessor for 24 years. He passed away. There was a break. They put the word out. Somebody told me I should apply. I said, I'm not sure. They gave me a deadline. I had 2 days to come up with a resume. I said, I'm not even sure if I want to do this. But you know what? I found my passion that night, creating the resume in the colors of the town, which is blue, gold, white, and red. I did it on burnt paper, so it was like the tradition of the old English town crier, down through the ages. And I hand painted on this little female cartoon character ringing her bell. Did the resume, went to work on the Monday morning, just before going to work, I popped over to the town hall. I thought, well, it's not that I'm applying, but I'm so happy with this resume, I'm just going to give it to the mayor. And Bob's your uncle. Gets into his office, he's smiling, he sits down. I said, Your Worship, thank you for having me. I have to get to work in about 10 minutes, so I'll just present my cry and then I'm out of here. So I did this cry. His mouth was open the whole time, grinning from ear to ear, handed it to him, shook his hand, walked out of Victoria Hall, which has the Old Bailey courthouse within, which is exact replica of the Old Bailey, downtown London, England. So it's a huge building. It was the future King Edward VII that dedicated it to his mother, Queen Victoria. So there was a big ball and splash, a lot of history involved in this building. I got outside and I stopped myself and I thought, did I just do that? And sure enough, okay, good job. And off I went. Seriously, I gave it no further thought. 3 weeks later, I'm at home, having a cup of tea in this same chair. Phone goes, it's the mayor. How are you? Fine. How are you? Good to hear from you. Are you interested in coming in for an interview? These were my words. I said, for what? He says, are you kidding me? I said, no. What do you need to interview me for? He said, you applied for the position of town crier. Oh, right, I said. 4 interviews later, and they put me through my ropes, I kid you not, with then in his office, with the town crier committee. Somebody speaks to me as if I'm already the town crier. I say, wait a minute, you just said that as though I'm the new town crier. Look back at all the committee in front of me, and they're all clapping and smiling. And all I wanted to do was get on the roof of that building and scream, I'm the crier. He made me keep it secret for 6 weeks, couldn't tell a soul because it was going to be this giant surprise. And then they inaugurated me on January the 1st at the mayor's levee. They kept me in the back, opened this door, in I walked in the costume. I designed 2 costumes. There's not another like them on the planet. So I create cries that are unique to each person, each event. I go spend time, do photographs, open the event, and Bob's your uncle. We're now into our 5th year. So my life has just changed in so many ways because I found my passion and I found you guys in the process, which is just a pure blessing.
You know exactly what I'm going to ask you to do now, don't you?
I've no idea.
Yeah, you do. You do know, because you just basically just turned around and said what you do. See what's going along the bottom there?
No, I can't see anything. It just says you are currently live.
Oh, okay. You can't see where it says Empowerment Weekend, stage 25 and 5-minute speakers.
No,
that
doesn't show up.
Oh, not on it.
No,
Right.
it's
Okay.
just
From where you are on your phone. Okay. So
Yes.
are you going to give me a town cry then on the empowerment weekend?
I will, and it's totally improv.
Go for it.
Would you like me to ring the bell?
You got the bell with you as well?
Hold on, just follow me round, and
Oh,
I'll grab the bell.
we're following.
Okay, hold on.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here you go. This is going to be our first town cry actually on there about our empowerment weekend. She's even going to get her bell. It's completely impromptu. It's something that's never been done before. And we're going to get her on and we're going to get her to do her first town cry for the 2nd and 3rd of February.
And remember, this has never been done outside of Coburg because this bell is sacred to the town of Coburg. But I know from what the mayor was saying the other day, he would be very happy for me to use this bell. Before I do the ring, the cry, I can't show it you because it shows the other way round. But
yep, that's fine.
On the one side, it says Mandy Elaine Robinson crowned first female town crier, January the 1st, 2015, Coburg, Ontario, Canada. And the bell itself is dedicated to my grandfather who used to work at Buckingham Palace in London, England. And it says, hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. Behold the dawning of a new era for Coburg's new town crier. And then some Latin, per ardua ad astra ultraque, for you, Grandad, which literally means to the stars through adversity and beyond. And that sums me up. So here goes the cry.
Go for
Ready?
it. Yeah.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. My lords, my ladies, good citizens of London, England, UK, and inspired to achieve global television. Let it be known that upon this 16th day of January, in the year of our Lord, 2019, that yours truly did announce with great pleasure and dignity the upcoming Empowerment Weekend at the Ilex Centre in London, UK, on February the 2nd and 3rd, again in the year of our Lord, 2019. Let it also be known that there will be approximately 50 international speakers speaking on empowerment, wellness, trading on the stock exchange, self-esteem, whatever it takes to empower every individual who takes part. It is not something to be missed. Congratulations to Inspired to Achieve Global Television on this success. It already is a success. And long live our gracious Majesty, the Queen.
Woo! Come on, guys.
Total improv.
Yeah, that's some love. Loving that. Well done. Even put Susie's put, go Mandy, go Mandy.
Go Mandy, thank you.
Yeah, go Mandy, go Mandy. Oh yeah.
Go Mandy.
Absolutely.
Go Mandy.
Yay! Our first town cry. How amazing is that?
Totally announcing the event.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you know what? I'm actually going to get Brad to listen to that.
Do so. Do so. He may even play it live at the event.
You never know. You never know.
As if I was there, right? You never know.
Might have to stream you for that bit as well.
What a privilege. I'm so excited. I'm undecided right now. I have two topics. I've spoken about these many times.
Yeah.
One is about my journey, and the other is about the power of the mind. I've developed both of them. They're both very, very powerful. They impact and move people greatly. And as I say, I like to inspire. So I'll leave that as a surprise as to whether it will be a part of my story or the subject on the power of the mind. But either way, it will be amazing. And I will feel as though I'm a part of all the other amazing people that are going to take the stage too, including your beautiful self.
Ah, thanks. I will be there. I will be there both days. I'll be standing up on stage. I'll be saying my thing. I'm going to be talking about my journey. I'll be talking about my book, and I'll probably be talking about other things as well, which I'm not going to let you know yet.
No, there you go. So I did the right thing, keeping it secret.
Exactly. So who are you looking forward to seeing?
Quite a few, actually. Daniel, the gentleman who taught himself how to trade on the stock exchange.
Darren Winters.
Darren, was it? Darren. There's been a lot of Dans and Dannies, and so I've got a little muddled, and I'm excited as well. So Darren Winters, then, yes, I remember him saying that he teaches 11-year-olds, and they find it so easy. So I've put it out to the universe there. I have a great conference to attend in June with one of your international speakers that I also want to hear, which is Greg Walker.
Oh, yes, the big dreamer.
The dreamer. And there was a gentleman, I watched the video last night, and again, I apologize for names, but Bradley was with him in one of the hotels. He had about 15 minutes. And he spoke. Yes, that's another gentleman I want to hear. And I would also like to hear or rehear, because I've heard some of it before, but just a little bit more on Raymond Aaron's branding. So, and there are other speakers. I could list them all because, you know, I've been following them all, but there's like Richard Day, Richard Frey, is it?
Richard Frey.
Robert Brooker, is it?
Yeah.
Robert Booker.
I don't know whether he's coming over, whether he's going to be streaming from Toronto in Canada.
Okay, so either way, these are all speakers, yourself, Bradley, the MCs. Like I said, I could name them all, but that's just the few I can think of off the top of my hat that I'm really looking forward to hearing from.
Brilliant. Yeah. And that's the thing, it's like, you know, there is so many different... Oh, she's still there.
I'm here.
I'm sorry. I think you've got a bit of it's a bit slow on my side. So to me, it looks like you're still talking, but you're not.
No.
Yes. So for everything that's going on, for everything that's going on in your life at the moment, and you know, being a public speaker, and you've been in Canada, and you know, you work in the bank and everything else. Now, I turned around and said to you, did I not? Probably, was it back in December? Or was it November time? That 2019 was going to be your year.
Yes, you did. You named it, girlfriend.
Yeah. So how do you feel about it now? You get a chance to speak on that stage.
I am just thrilled. I've spoken on stage in front of 2,000 people. It is the most incredibly powerful and awe-inspiring and a humbling feeling when you walk out onto that stage, knowing that all eyes are glued to you because they're looking to you for some kind of inspiration. And I just go inwardly as I'm saying it. You can probably hear my voice has dropped because I'm in awe of it, the abilities and the skills that I've been given. So being on stage it's like nectar of the gods to me, because I can use what I've been God blessed by to help other people. And I always say every time to myself before I get on stage, whatever word or words fall from my mouth, may they make a difference to my audience, even if it's only one person. And do you want to know something? I know it does make a difference to a lot more, but I get always at least one person that will seek me out to say what a difference and give me a hug, and it's all worth it. It's all so worth it. That's the reward right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So again, I can't thank you guys enough for getting me on stage in London.
Yeah, I know. It's absolutely amazing. I can't believe it. You know, you just got picked out of all the people that are on there. Yeah, and
you
just
probably heard my response.
Yeah,
I think you screamed little murder.
Yeah, you did. You screamed a little bit. We did, yeah.
But you know what? It's based on what you just said. You told me 2019 was going to be my year. The things that have been happening in the interim, even to broadcasting with Inspire to Achieve Global TV, the interview I did with the mayor, etc. Other people from another organization, the Uncommon Woman, want me to be a speaker on their stage in Toronto, Canada. It just came out of the woodwork. It's incredible. But every single one, and I've kind of lost my thought where I'm going with this, but taking 2019 by storm, that's what I was getting to. That's what feels very strong in my soul, my heart, my voice. I've got goosebumps just saying it. So every post, every opportunity I get, I'm taking 2019 by storm. I'm empowered. I'm focused. I'm committed. And if anything, anybody takes away from this message today, if you want something badly enough, and I mean, come what may, no matter what, who, where, or when, even if you don't have the current funds, if you are committed, you will find a way. And I found a way, and the universe lined you all up for me, and I've got goosebumps because it's all happening. I'm so blessed, Maxine. So blessed. It's not even funny.
You can see why I think this is a lovely lady. She is a lovely lady, and she's got a heart of gold. So tell people, before we go, tell people about your broadcasting and what times that you're on.
Thank you for that. That's awesome. So I have a little show. It's called Inspire to Freedom. And I'm a strong believer in freedom. As I said at the very beginning, I escaped a 30-year abusive marriage with just my life. So everything in my life revolves around freedom. And without freedom, we have nothing. So that's how the title came up, Inspire to Freedom. So that runs on a Sunday at 4 p.m. Canadian time, which is Eastern Standard Time, and 9 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, which would be London, UK, and 1 p.m. Pacific Time. And this coming Sunday, I think it's going to be my 5th broadcast. I can hardly believe it. I am going to be talking about my role as Coburg's ambassador, and I may actually put the costume on to give people a little bit of visual.
Has the mayor agreed that one as well then?
Yeah, I have free range now. They love me so much. I have free range. Actually, I should just get this in very quickly. Yesterday, no, the day before, I had to do a presentation to the new mayor and his new council in Victoria Hall. So I decided I would do something never done before, because that's now my branding, that I am unique and I do things that have never been done before and will never be done again, because I've created the history here. So I drafted a speech on the history of the town crier, right from Greece and Roman Spartan era times, all the way down through the ages to the modern town crier. And I'm telling you, I had them laughing, I had them gasping, because there's some pretty good stuff in there that you wouldn't even believe that a town crier did. But just a little snippet, town criers were the forerunners to our local modern day post offices. Whoever would have thought that what I just did with my bell and everything would originate with the town crier at the post office? And there are other things. And the biggest thing about being a town crier, and this is what I wanted to get over to the council, is that we are not just for entertainment purposes. And how can I back that up? Her Majesty the Queen came to the province of Alberta a few years ago to open an event, and they had a town crier at the town to invite her in and announce her being there. And after it was all over, she went around to meet people, and she was introduced to her town crier. And this is what was recorded as her speech, or her words to the town crier. Did you know that it is in my job description to protect and support you? And of course, that is historically accurate. The town crier was an ambassador of the ruling monarch right through history. He or she was sacrosanct, and anybody that caused any hindrance or disturbance or tried to hit them or whatever, it was treason, and they were put to death.
Wow.
So yours truly is protected by Her Majesty the Queen under Old English law.
As one does.
Yes, yes,
Because
of
one was very
course,
harsh then. Yes.
yes, of course.
So one last message from you there, Mandy. We've had a history lesson. We've had a town cry.
Yeah.
We've had you all excited because obviously you got a 5-minute talk on stage.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So we've gone through quite a lot with you this evening, because I know that
we?
we have.
What privilege. What a privilege. So I again want to thank you, Maxine English, Bradley Chapman, Inspired to Achieve Global Television, for allowing me to broadcast, helping. Well, I don't know how you helped me, but I did win the 5-minute speaking slot, but you're helping me, I guess, because I wouldn't have known about it had I not been with you guys. So the last thing I would like to say, after being deeply grateful to each and every one of you, especially you, I won't say the nickname I call you, but my good friend back in England, and anybody out there, if you haven't got a ticket to this empowerment weekend on February the 2nd and 3rd at the ILEX Centre, you are absolutely out of your mind. If there are any tickets left, you have to get a ticket and be there. If you're not there in some form, be it live streamed, or a ticket where you can mingle with everybody, in network, and just find the brilliance and the passion and the love, because that's what this is all about. Giving love to people so that we can make a difference in their lives. You have to do it. You have to be there. There's nothing like being in a crowd of people of like-minded goals and dreams and the tools to find your way to succeed. Be there. I urge you, I encourage you. I'd be grateful to you if you could be there, and I know Global TV would be too. So I thank you so much. I'm so honored, so blessed, and I absolutely love you all. Cheers.
Say goodbye.
Bye. See you again. Thank you. Bye.
So there you go. There's a lovely Mandy Robinson. So I want to say thank you to all our people that came on tonight. I want to say thank you to, all the people that have actually, come onto the air that I could interview, our Stage 25 speakers, our 5-minute speakers. You know what, because it's not an easy thing when you're not used to doing technology and you actually do it's not a face-to-face thing. You're actually talking to a screen. Some people it can be quite intimidating, some people it can be quite hard. But you know what? Every single one that's come on tonight has been taught in some way, and they had to start from scratch and do one step at a time. And that's what I'm saying to all of you people out there, is that if it's something that you've wanted to do, it's somewhere that you wanted to go, it's a place you've wanted to be at, then this is the place, because there is so much going on, as we were saying. It's going to be at the ILEC Hotel, which is at Earl's Court in London. It's going to run over 2 days. You're going to be there from like 8:30 in the morning till like 8 o'clock in the evening, both days. It's going to be full on. You've got over 45 to 50 speakers that will be talking on both days for you. You've got trade stands there as well as obviously you've got all the networking people that you can network with. There's like going to be 1,100 people there a day. We've also got Daniela Westbrook. She's coming over and she's going to be doing her speaking slot. And basically with that as well, the reasons why she's going to be speaking, because she actually wants to put her voice out there and actually put her side of the story rather than just going in the media. So with that, it's going to be her massive thing, because it's going to be her first time standing up on that stage. And the fact is, to do that, it's such a big thing. Because when I stood up on stage for the first time, it is scary. But you know what? You take the action, you move forward. So I'd love to see you at the ILEC Hotel at Earl's Court in London. The Empowerment Weekend is the 2nd and 3rd of February. Make sure you put that in your calendar, because that is a date to be held, and do not do anything else. If you find that you're in a different country and you can't get to the UK, don't panic, because what you can do, you can pay for the streaming. It's a pay-per-view. You go onto Eventbrite. And then basically with that, all you got to do is pay for the viewing. Now, if you do decide that you want to go onto it as soon as you possibly can. And the reason being, if you click that link, I've actually put it into the comments as well. It's going to be half price until the 20th of January. So you've only got 4 days left, guys. 4 days to get 50% off your tickets. And then it goes back up. So you want to make sure that you get in while you can. So, whether, you want to do a trade stand, or whether you decide that you want to come and be in the audience, be a speaker, whatever you decide you want to do to come and network, come and do it, because it's going to be so worth it in the long run. And this could change your life. This could change your world. I mean, don't keep dreaming about it. At the end of the day, it's dreams are just dreams if you do nothing with them, but make them a reality. All you've got to do is take that one step at a time. It's like climbing a stair. Put my teeth in. It's like climbing a set of stairs. Your first one is always the hardest, and as you go up, it gets easier and easier. And then once you're at the top, you can go, yes, I did it. And that's exactly what it's all about. If you want to know a little bit more about us and what we do, if you go to www.yesyoucan inspiredtoachieve.london. That tells you about the empowerment weekend as well. But as I said to you, it's in the comments box. All you've got to do is go to this code. This will give you the 50% off. And with that, you can then come and join us, and I'll be happy to see you, and have pictures taken or whatever you want to do, and we'll have a networking session. So I want to say thank you very much for everybody that's been here. Thank you very much for sitting and listening for the last hour and 40 minutes. And I want to say thank you to all the speakers that come on. I have got another set of speakers coming on the 23rd, next Wednesday. I've got another set of speakers. So they're going to be from the stage 25, and also it's going to be the 5-minute speakers there as well. We've also got the second row of speakers, which is the aspiring to be millionaire speakers. They're coming on this Friday. So I'm going to get quite a few of those. You've got Tim Burt, Harry Sardinas, you've got Michelle Watson, you've got Lily. Who else have we got in the house? I can't remember. I've got so many people in the house. It's coming in. So we've got quite a few good speakers coming on. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So I'm looking forward to coming back to you then. I've also got Unstoppable Tracy in the house tomorrow. So it's going to be girl power time. So yeah, we've got a lot of things coming up. So remember, tomorrow, Unstoppable Tracy, going to be 8 p.m. And then we're talking on Friday, we've got the second lot of speakers, which is the coming up to millionaire speakers that have been doing it for absolutely donkey's years. And so they're going to be coming on Friday. Next Wednesday, we've got more speakers coming on. And yeah, I'm going to be on a week. So basically just keep an eye on Inspired to Achieve Global TV, because this is the place to be, and this is the place to find out lots of information and get lots of content. So anything you need, just come on. And I'll obviously let you all know beforehand. So like the page, share the page, comment, whatever you want to do, and we'll always get back to you. Take care. Have a fantastic evening, day, or morning, wherever you are in the world. And I'll speak to you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.